She stopped at 5 in the morning. Calm the spreads before the storming. Biting my nails at emergency exits. Tell me where is tomorrow? The day has come. The night won't let us see the sun. The rain will last till the next millennium. I hate to say both are here to stay in this world we share. Still it's not hard in the slightest. You're walking out for sleep and you're tripping like this. I'm not one to criticize it, even if I care. Flown in your fantasy, sing the show, the things that you're imagining. What do you say? The maze is twisting, ever twisting, till you cling to see what you're missing. Sound of a bell from a tiny adventurer signals a new beginning. Are you sure that you're not shaking? Such uncertain roads you're taking. Every step that you're taking is changing you. Where is tomorrow? The day has come. Some of them will never really get it. Some of them will say they do, but they're pretending. I hate to say, both are here to stay in this world we share. The world has not been heaven sent. The world is not in hell just yet. Existing in between a silver lining there. The cards will show what tomorrow brings. The wind will blow the future it is carrying. What will it be? The maze is twisting, ever twisting, till you cling to see what you're missing. Sound of a bell from a tiny adventurer signals a new beginning. Are you sure that you're not shaking? Such uncertain roads you're taking. Every step that you're taking is changing you. Where is tomorrow? The day has come. You know you want to keep on believing, but your open eyes have been seeing as you cower along before the dawn. All your darkest nightmares have been coming true. So cry on, cry on. Real survivors, strength on dying, stabbing backs and always lying. Those who survive till the end are the winners. Fairness is but an illusion. The secret hunter creeping toward you. Burning whispers tries to warn you. Door burning close on emergency exits. Tell me where is tomorrow? The day has come.
Ironically enough, not a free man. When you can't get a job done, he can. Working 24/7 for the G-Man. Been half alive, now he's half alive. After all the times he was apt to die, but nothing gonna stop him, even gravity. Got a Mark 5 suit like the Master Chief. He needs no introduction, known for the Covenant's destruction. He thinks warfare's just a game. When he's on the battlefield, you can hear him say, yo, this looks like a job for me. Haven't had a break since Halo 3. Give it up for John 117, because the Halo's empty without me. Master sword strapped on his back, and he's well practiced in magic. Only time will tell if he can break the spell whenever Zelda gets held captive. No, he will never let the Hyrule Castle fall into the hands of Ganondorf. Think you're just a boy today, but tomorrow you'll be man enough. This hero's biggest rival is the cold hard bitch survival. Getting out alive is hard enough, unless your name is Lara Croft. Bow and arrow on a side, keep that fire burning bright. Give her an obstacle to make it through. Nobody better ever try to raid her too. We'll never forget them, our heroes through the ages. Remember these legends through all these turning pages. They stand for the weak and the small, and their fight is honest and righteous. They've come and they've gone through time, but all their battles are timeless. Careful where you seek your faith, the man-made commandments won't keep you safe. Altair is near with a secret blade, he's gonna stab you back after a leap of faith. Upon behalf of the Assassin's Creed, your death is quite a necessity. He'll keep this feather to help remember what he's gotta pass on to Desmond's ancestors. They call him Solid Snake, the kind of man who's hard to break. Metal Gears fear his name, if anything kills him, it's not his age. Trust me, he'll make it known, won't hesitate to break your bones. Sneaking suit is strapped on tight, time to make some mega tanks explode. Stomping the heads of Koopas and Goombas, last name are...
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we tonight? Or this afternoon, or morning, or whatever it is, wherever you're at. How are we doing? Hi, Gidardi. Thank you for the tabbing. Are you on right now? Or you're doing stuff and things? Probably. Oh. So how is everyone? So I'm going to start a fresh playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. It's a lot of people's favorite. It's not mine. I mean, I like it. It is one. It is up there. Or should I? I'll stick with this. I'll do 4 later. Because 4 is one of my favorites. It's that story is really it's a lot about redemption and not being judged for things you did in your past. Well, being judged for things you did in your past, but redeeming it, doing things that redeem it. Or when you realize that the things that you did, you thought you were doing the right thing and you weren't. Yeah, I'll save that one for a much later time. Anyway, pardon my hair. It's all kinds of... I need a shower. I meant to shower today and I didn't get to. I will in a little bit after the stream. So, we're just going to jump right into it. How about that? And if anybody wants to talk, jump in, say things, do things. And we will move on from there, okay? How about that? Let's do that. So it's showing you stuff that you're going to see anyway, so. And I have a puppy who's all lonely right here. Look at this. So let's go into a game. Ancient War of the Magi, when its flames at last receded, only charred husk of the world remained. Even the power of magic was lost. In the 1,000 years that followed, iron, gunpowder, and steam engines took the place of magic, and life slowly returned to the barren land. One of the few steampunk, and it has a slight steampunk vibe that I actually like. Yet there now stands one who would reawaken the magic of ages past and use its dread power as a means by which to conquer all the world. Could anyone truly be foolish enough to repeat that mistake? Could they? Maybe. Something. Hard to believe it. That's what's been found frozen there after all these years. Blah. Probably just another wild goose chase. So these two are reoccurring characters in a lot of the games, Biggs and Wedge. They would have a letter. Anyway, Biggs and Wedge. Star Wars reference. Biggs Darklighter and Wedge Antilles. I hear she fried 50 of our Magitech armored soldiers in 3 minutes. Kind of makes you skin crawl. Relax, with that thing on her head. She's a mindless puppet. The girl won't even breathe unless we tell her to. Will approach from the east, move out. Like there's somebody in pretty much most every Final Fantasy, I think since 4. It may have been before that, but I think they show up in 4. Named Biggs and one's name's Wedge. They're always together. And if you don't know, Biggs and Wedge are to the X-Wing fighters in the original Star Wars New Hope. Wedge ends up becoming the captain or the commander of the Rogue Squadron when Luke leaves, because he creates Rogue Squadron originally, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're getting into the legends because, you know, the movie continuity has changed everything, but in the original continuity, in the novels and everything, Biggs was a friend of Luke's. If you remember, in the original, at the beginning of the movie, he's talking to his uncle and says, "Biggs is right. I'm never going to get out of this place." That's Biggs Darklighter. But Biggs dies in the trench in the Battle of Yavin. Wedge lives, becomes one of the highest ranking people in the New Republic military, even though he's very insubordinate at times. In other words, Luke said he needs help. I'll be right there. The New Republic Congress or Senate and higher ups be damned. And it's normally the right thing to do, of course. But Luke, Leia, Han, they need my help. Rogue Squadron's on it. I don't care if you say I'm grounded. But the guy he sees when he in the X-Wing fighter bay, and he gives the hug to and talks to, that's Biggs. Deep, deep, deep. Imperial Magitech armor. Not even Narshi is safe anymore. Sorry. I will say it's like a lot of people's favorites, especially from the classics. It's probably my second favorite, 4 being my favorite. But keep in mind, originally in America, you had 1, 2, and 3, which was 1, 4, and 6 in Japan. They never released 2 and 3 and 5 in America until 2001, I believe. It was while I was in it was the Christmas, my first Christmas in the Marine Corps. So 2001, they released both of those on an anthology collection. They released several anthology collections for PlayStation, which had I want to say I still have them somewhere. Not here. They're in Georgia. Because I bought them. Because they released them at the same time as 10 came out. Easy fights because, you know, to get you used to the controls and the system. Now, one of the things that really set and this one even more so apart, was certain characters have individual attacks because they had separate jobs. So that each one had their own special abilities. Pincer. They're surrounded. If now she has more attacks than they do because she's more experienced and so nobody has magic anymore. There's a key thing. There's stipulations, and you'll see one of them in a second. She has magic. She just can't use it while in the armor. Defend the mines! Those did not look like mammoths. Not those, the little sprite icons they used a minute ago. They look more like wolfmen. Or werewolves or whatever. According to our source, some miners unearthed a frozen esper in a new shaft they were digging. This must be it. So espers is where magic kind of... people that can use magic, or things that can use magic, or stow magic, or whatever. There we go. You notice how she doesn't have a name because she doesn't talk. She's just under control, somebody's control, or their control right now. But the Emperor's control.
Oh, they got the jump on me. Oh, he missed.
But the fat rat is going to hit somebody, I'm sure. Oh, maybe not. So she has
All kinds of stuff.
I need to come up with a better camera monitor placement, honestly. So I can see, not have to look off to the side and as much. But there's a lot of things I plan on redoing here in the near future. We're not handing over the Esper. Ymir, get them. Okay, boss fight. Kind of.
Hold it! That thing's they must have trained it to guard the mines.
What are you talking about? You know what that is?
Ever heard of lightning whelk? It's a monster that absorbs lightning and stores its energy in the shell.
Right. So whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Okay. I mean, I think it would be more like don't use lightning on the shell. But, oh, excuse me, it will kind of elaborate. Wink. Let's do, oh, she can use magic right now. See? Fire. What I hate about this type of turn-based is you'll do attacks and then it'll do something, and so your attack moves to the next thing. So when it says don't attack the shell, all of a sudden you're attacking the shell.
Time to heal.
I remember when this came out, I was just like, I was in junior high school. And of course. But I remember when the Super Nintendo came out too, so, you know, because it was originally a Super Nintendo game, so. You would think that missile would be a basic one to learn for these people, right? And in fact, you'd think the missile, the poison, the less magic oriented.
Now here's where it starts to give foreshadowing.
So this is the frozen Esper.
Bzz, 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 bzz.
This thing's giving me the crepes. Breakfast. Okay. Something's not right. The frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light.
Twink, 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 twink. What's that light coming from?
Or where?
Ugh.
And he dies the fate of a double dragon character. If you don't get the reference, I'm so sorry.
What was that, Wedge? Wedge, where are you? Hey, what's going on? Da, 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 da.
Sorry. Now he sounds like fucking SpongeBob. Vaguely like SpongeBob. You know, SpongeBob after his balls drop or something. Sorry. Oh, Lord.
Archie.
That's the name of the town.
Where am I?
Wink. My. And I only just removed the crown.
My head hurts.
Clink. Easy there. This is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. It was robbing you of your thoughts, making it so you do whatever they told you.
I can't remember a thing.
Don't worry. It'll all come back to you. In time, that is. Not really. Eventually some, but not much. Because apparently, like, she has been wearing that thing her entire fucking life. It doesn't say that, but that's the implication. A mysterious young woman, born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Stalin Empire. We'll leave it. Oh, nope.
Boing. Do do do. Do do do. My name is Tara, and that's about all she ever fucking remembers, except for like when she's a baby, things she probably shouldn't remember. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast. You must be made of tougher stuff than most. Open up. We're here for the Magitech armor pilot. Open this door right now. Hand over that girl. She's an agent of the Empire. Empire? Magitech armor? Oh, sorry. There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. These fools aren't going to listen to reason. This way, quickly. Doop, 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 doop. Make your way out of town through the mines. I'll try to buy you some time. Doop, doop. Up there. Run, bitch. Yes, I want the fight, because it'll help me get experience, increase my levels. Do 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 do. Oh, I missed. It didn't. Fuck it. Bye. To one of them, at least. Dun, 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 dun. That is the victory music for pretty much every Final Fantasy ever. Not really, but close. Goodbye. Wink. Splat. It did. Do 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 do. You know, I used to think I was a huge Final Fantasy fan, and I am a big fan. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But one thing social media has taught me is there are people that are larger fans than I am, or bigger fans. Larger sounds like they're fat. But you know what I mean. Do 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 do. At least to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan, but yeah, time to heal. There are people who know so much more about this than I do, but I've forgotten a lot too, honestly. But still, it's like, damn, I thought I was a fan. Can you not hit anything? It mainly wants you to use magic, which is not. Yep, I'm gonna have to use magic. I don't know why she's missing so much. She shouldn't be. But I don't want this fight lasting for fucking ever either. Do 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 do. There she is. And just like that, she's trapped. Oh wait, no. Plop. And splat. She's out. My sweet little magic user. Whee! Sorry. With a slave clown, he's the clown. With a slave crown, you'll be mine, all mine. Okay, so the crown acts retroactively, I guess, and erases all the memories. I don't fucking know. Wee! I'm surprised they didn't play his laugh, because they have a laugh this audio for his laugh, which is just weird.
Burn them all to a crisp.
At least I think they do. Which is kind of a generic sound now that I think about it for Square. They've used it in a lot of things. For villains, mainly. So the girl to the right of center, not the character I'm playing, but she can also use magic. But she's not the same way. She's been infused with it somehow through, you know, video game weird explanations to be able to use magic. The lost power of magic has returned to us. We have been chosen. And so can Kafka, the dude that was talking earlier, and that's on the far left. The time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world. Nothing shall stand in our way. Sorry, I'm being a little overdramatic there. Hurrah! Long live our Emperor Gestahl! You see how everybody's cheering except the main character. Or the current main character. Oh, the irony here. Took you long enough. Busy with all the robbing and plundering, I presume? He looks surprised because he's a treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. He's a thief, and his name is Locke. I prefer the term treasure hunting. Ha, semantics nonsense. Semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Anyway, is there something you needed me to do? There is indeed. I met the girl. Girl, you don't mean... The city guard is pursuing her as we speak. The city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but it won't use it. The people are too stubbornly independent to join an underground resistance group like the Returners. I tried to explain that they... excuse me, that the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. Alright, so you want me to get her out of Narshi? That would be the idea. Make your way to Figaro for the time being. I'm just not in it today. And then all of a sudden, he's there. She's still unconscious. This type of scenario kind of annoys me. Thank God it only happens like 3 times in the game, I think. There she is. Basically, you have roving patrols. You have to get to the captain of the group while still keeping them from her or from a target. And twice it happens, I think, here actually. No, not here, but in this town. The second time, you're trying to protect the town, or yeah, the town is on your side. There's a whole bunch of them. Kupu. Oh, some of people's favorite creature. And I think this is the first game they actually show up in, actually. Moogles. Are you saying you wanted to help? So you have Moogles, and the one you use us to protect Terra from the guards. Would you like an explanation? No, because I know what it's going to do. I will explain along the way. So, I have 4 groups of 4. Locke leading one, which is Moglin, Moggart, and Mogi. I'm going to move one here. Change. Which, this one is Mog, who you get to meet later. Mulu, Mugen, and Moogle. So. And then this one, let's see. Moogsie, Moogwin, Moog, and Cosmog. Or Mogsie, Mogwin, Moog, and Cosmog. Yes, I'm going in for the fight. Couldn't steal anything. I'm just going through this. Because yes, I could go through, I think you could take them all out, but there's no point. And I probably didn't need to do that, but it's a boss, sort of. Oh, one's down. But one loss or one down to their 2 acceptable loss. Heal him. Oh, we lost 2. Hey, one that can actually defend. Uh-oh. We may have a problem. Uh-oh. We may have a problem. We have a problem. So we're going to stick him there. That one's going to get attacked. Going to fight it back. Boomerang. Not the TV station. Yes, go. Shit. Oh well. Do 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 do. Let's try this again. Problem is he probably is healed now. Yeah, and he's got his two little fuck nut dogs back. Oh, lost one, but they're slowed. Or stopped, not slowed. So the second one doesn't even get to attack right now. Well, it's dead now. There we go. Do 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 do. Now the cat is looking at the dog like, how dare you? Wake her up. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Which is hilarious that they went the other way. They could have just grabbed her and went the other way in the first fucking place. And not done the fight. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. The switch oughta. Click. Open a mysterious rock wall. Eh, you back with us? No. You saved me. Save your thanks for the Moogles. I can't remember a thing. It's like my mind's trapped in a fog. You lost your memory? A man said it would come back eventually. So you got amnesia. Don't worry, I won't leave your side until your memory returns. That's a false statement. I'm not going to give up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. I'll keep you safe, I promise. Yeah. He's a good dude. For a thief. Now keep in mind, this is the town you just tried to escape. Schools for beginning adventurers. Here we provide advice to travelers brave enough to face its many dangers. And I'm just allowed in. And appealed. So I'm not going to go through all this because I can explain as it goes. As the situations arise. Arise! Sorry. Now. Save. Yes. Yes. So there's going to be a lot of exposition and cutscenes, which isn't really much as far as that goes. A lot of, I can't control what's going to happen here. Including, in some cases, the speed of the dialogue. I'm gonna fight a little bit, build up some stuff. Even though I'll get some more people here soon. Or another person. But if I can get these two kind of a little up more to snuff now. In other words, build up a little bit of money, get a little bit of experience. What's that way? Look on the map. There's nothing in the way. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the map wrong. Oops, sorry. So I guess it's the dark areas that I can follow. The light areas are the mountains. The impassable, or impossible, impassable. But then I'm also in a light area here. But it's cool, so confusing. Oh, lordy, lordy. I lost my viewer. Do 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 diddly do diddly do. Yeah, the name of some of these attacks, the incisors. Can't you just say bite? I mean, it's more or less what it is. Excuse me. Your attacks are pointless. Not ineffective. They hurt for a second. Then I just heal them. Oh, excuse me. I am so sorry. I slept till like noon. I mean, I was up till like 6, but, you know. One more fight, maybe? I want to at least get her up to level 6. And I hate grind games, like where you have to grind and grind to make any progress. And that's one of the good things about most of the Final Fantasies, is you don't have to do that. There are certain points where it will definitely help. And in this one, there's one section where you kind of gotta grind to get certain things, but not necessarily for the experience or levels. You'll get the experience and levels because of the grind, but you're grinding to get abilities for a character. Back it. Let's go. There's the castle. Figaro, 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 Figaro. Sorry. Oh, it's you. Proceed. Come here. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but this castle is loaded with advanced technology. For example, whoops. Shh. It's all top secret. Why fucking talk about it? Or try to even start talking about it? Go and speak to the king. Go and speak to the king. Okay, well, I guess I need to go speaketh to the king. Wrong character. You'll understand later. Welcome. Hey, I made at least some gold. Or gil. Gold needle. Not that I'm afraid to be turned to stone anytime soon. Which is a weird item. Welcome. Thank you. Potion. Antidote. Yeah, I didn't buy anything. I just took your shit. I mean... Go speak to the king. Go speak to the king. Which, if I'm not mistaken... No, it's Setzer. I was going to say, she ends up marrying him, but no. I want to say it's Setzer. You mean this young woman is... Who are you? Oh, my apologies. Strike a pose. How rude of me to turn my back on a lady... To turn my back to a lady on our very first meeting. Strike a pose. The young king of Figaro Castle, imperial ally and champion of technological revolution. Edgar. Then you meet his twin brother. Not right now, but like next. I think that's the next guy. One of the next people you get. I am Edgar, king of Figaro. Surprised that someone like me knows a king? Well, I'll catch you two later. Thought you weren't leaving until she got her memory back. So you're an imperial soldier, right? Don't worry, Figaro and the Empire are allies. Feel free to rest here for as long as you'd like. It's not in my blood to harm a lady. Why are you being so kind to me? Is it because of my abilities? I'll give you 3 reasons. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type. Yeah, he's a womanizer. Not really. I guess your abilities would rank a distant third. What's the matter? Guess my technique's getting a bit rusty. I mean, when you're a king, and I suppose some girls would have felt something from those words. But not me? Feel free to wonder about the castle. Feel free to wonder about the castle. They don't have much diversity in, dialogue, do they? I heard the Gestalian Empire got its hands on something called magic. Now that Gestal has the power of Magitech at its command, he's set his sights on world domination. Of course he has, because he's the villain. Phoenix Down to revive down people. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You wouldn't know about, oh yeah, I've already seen all that. Now they're out of the way. Let's go over here and wander. Scholars all over the world are busy studying magic, but you can only learn so much about something without seeing it. Well, that's kind of true. The ancient ones wielded a force known as magic. Those who mastered the art were called magi, hence the War of the Magi. Figaro. Sorry. Chocobo. Hey, you! Stop! I'm trying to talk. This is Figaro. This is Figaro, the desert castle. The deserted castle? Or the desert castle? It doesn't look edible, so... There's a bed. The advanced weapons and other items we manufactured here are shipped to South Figaro. Do 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 do. Sorry. Wow 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 wow. Now I sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Wow 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 wow. Oh, I can place I can sleep. Not yet. Because I don't know if that triggers the next part. Edgar has a twin brother, you know. He was such a nice boy, always thinking about his family, or thinking of his family. Oh, doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Flashback. Edgar, what's wrong with Dad? Why is everyone talking about his successor? Are you blind? Haven't you seen how his face has become? Their dad's about to die. What do you mean? Edgar. Are you crying? Edgar's twin brother who traded the throne for his own freedom. I'm not changing their names for simplicity reason. Yes, simplicity. He was just a boy when he left, even smaller than his brother. I often wonder where he is now and what he's doing. He becomes a Street Fighter character. His Majesty said he'd marry me when he got old enough. The fuck? The Gestalian Empire has already overthrown all 3 of the other nations in the southern continent. It's only a matter of time before they make their way up here. Can't believe I got that all right. Yeah, I know, I'm fucking it all up. Before we continue that, I want to check something. Blink. See. Can't go that way. I mean, I can go that way, but it's going to stop me and watch. Figaro Castle engine room is down those stairs. The engine is currently undergoing maintenance, so we can be ready to move at a moment's notice if the need arises. And out of the way I am pushed. I'm sorry, I can't let you down there. It's too dangerous. Oh, I'm showing you that to show you this for something that happens later. Can you stop? These good-for-nothing brigands have been locked up for thievery and worse. You'd best keep a safe distance. Shut the fuck up. Something smells terrible in here. Oh, I think it's me. Think. Come here. There we go. I demand to see Edgar. How dare they keep us in the stinking pit? I'm Lone Wolf, the pickpocket. Ah, damn it. He got away. He'll be back. I liked it better when my neck didn't hurt all the time. Relax, my boys are just blowing off steam. I'm sure Edgar will let us out of here eventually. In no time. In due time. Some shit, I missed it. We're just small potatoes compared to the real threat looking out there. King Edgar knows that as well. Knows that well. I fucked that up too. Now. Nope, nope. That way. That way. I'm going to do this just to be safe. Even though I think I'll get the chance to in a minute anyway. Do, 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 do. Welcome. Buying that. Buying that. And buying that. Oh shit, I didn't need to buy that. Well, that was a waste of money. The things I know I'm gonna need. Thank you. And before I move on, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. After this word from our sponsors.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yo, Crunchy, what's up, dude? How are you? And at this moment, he knew. He fucked up. Sorry. I'm good. So I was seeing if you were, when I messaged you last night, me and Kiddo were sprite hunting, trading, trying to figure out who had what and trade sprites that I didn't have that he did and he didn't have that I did and all that kind of good stuff. And I was just saying if you wanted to join us in case there was anything you were missing you wanted. And we'll be doing that actually here in a little bit again. If you're available later tonight, that's up to you. Oh no, you're good because I know what you're doing now. And it's no joke here either. Trust me, I get it. And hell, I'm from the Southeast and I used to do that. I get it. I was just, yeah. Like I said, I was just I wanted to see if you wanted to participate or not. Because, yeah. We'll probably do it after the stream too, so I'll let you know.
Edgar, there's someone from the Empire here to see you, sire.
Kefka, no doubt. Yeah, I can't keep the voices I'm using for each character straight.
Phooey. The Emperor Gestalt's stupid orders.
Edgar, you pinhead, why do you have to live out in the middle of the stinking desert? These recon jobs are the pits.
Oy.
There's sand on my boots. Well, and it's wiping sand off the boots while he's going to be walking even further through the desert and get more sand on his boots. Fucking retards. Let me rephrase. So we'll be doing it later tonight and throughout the week. Cool. So Kefko, what in the world brings you
Out of my way.
That sucks, dude. I mean, probably more relaxing, but I've heard you've been busy down south, taking over a country or three. Just what the Empire is the Empire up to?
None of your concern.
Have you been busy? No, I didn't. Yes. Court mage Kefka to my humble castle. A girl of no importance recently escaped from us. We heard she's found refuge here. If she's... Oh, Jeebus. Yes, I heard the sound. Sounded good, though. I mean, you did it without the pedal, but... This wouldn't have to do with that witch everyone's been whispering about, would it? If she's of no concern, or... no importance, why is the court mage, who's the only court mage in the world at this point... Lies, she merely stole something of minor value. Is she here? Well, then she has some importance, if there's something of value she has.
That's a tough one.
There are more girls in here than grains of sand in the desert. A man couldn't possibly keep track of them all. Oh, Edgar, you know you only stand to lose by trying to hide her from us. He he he.
I truly hope nothing happens to your precious Figaro.
Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Sorry.
I know a couple of people who use bass amps for regular guitar. Or used to. I don't know many more. I didn't like the sound of that. Where's Tara? Right there. And on cue. Take her to her room. I'd love to stay and chat, but the Chancellor and I have some planning to do. Being a king's not all tea and crumpets. Now, if you'll excuse me. Yeah. Follow me. So he has to wave? Oh God, why is my shoulder hurting? That door. Because that one's the one that's open. Which way did he go? Oh, to the only door possible. Lock, right? Edgar told me about you. Is it true you're a thief? I'm a treasure hunter! Sorry. On the surface, Edgar pretends to support the Empire. Truth is, he's collaborating with an underground resistance group called the Returners. I serve as their go-between. The old man you met in Arshi, he's one of us too. The Empire, but I'm an Imperial soldier. Not anymore. They were using you, that's all. Things are different now. It's just, I don't know what I should do. Whenever I try to think, it just makes my head hurt even worse. All that matters is that you make your own decisions from now on. Try not to think too hard right now. You'll know what you want to do when the time comes. But how will I know which is the right choice? You don't. You just have to go with what you think is right. Sorry. What in the...
We've been attacked.
I love how stone is on fire.
What is it, Rosie?
It's the Empire, Kefkehi. What do you think you're doing?
The castle's on fire. The castle's on fire. Fire, fire, hee 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 hee. Fire, fire, hee 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 hee.
Bring me the girl, now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, then enjoy the barbecue, hee 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 hee. Or hee hee hee. Get her ready.
Yes, sire.
Had a change of heart? It seems I have no choice. Or perhaps I do. Oh my, the brave and noble king abandons his people to save his own skin. How utterly delightful, hee hee hee. Final Fantasy VI. Which upon original release in America was 3. I went through that whole spiel earlier, but... So, when Final Fantasy originally came to the States, they released 1 on Nintendo. 2 and 3 was never released in the States. 4 was, but in the States they called it 2. 5 wasn't released. 6 was, but in the States they called it 3. And then when they finally went to 7, they called it 7. Don't ask me. And that's the one that, you know, really started turning heads because it was one of the first cinematic video games, was 7. You know, it had cutscenes and real cutscenes and what have you. I think it was, well, no, it was on the PSP, probably on the 2D. But I mean, it was a Super Nintendo game originally.
Woohoo!
Final Fantasy is one of my favorite video game franchises, if you didn't already know. But I love story-based video games. That's why I'm not big. I'll play Fortnite, and I play it to play with my friends and my kid. That's why I like playing with you. I consider you a friend. That's why I played it with my girlfriend. But I'll do solos occasionally, but I prefer FPS rather than third person for one. Witness the glory of Figaro. Sorry. But that's why, like, I like COD, but I like the campaign because there's story. I'll do some of the online multiplayer if I'm playing with friends. Like when the redo of COD or Modern Warfare came out, because you know it originally came out in the mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s, and then they redid it, new graphics, new story, or updated story, still very similar. No. I'll explain that later. It's not elaborate or anything. It's just, it will. I know it. But we'll get into that later.
Oh, we're about to get attacked.
Now, key thing, like I said, in this game, at this point, magic doesn't really exist anymore. Nobody knows about it. Some people do, but everybody knows what it is. It's just that it disappeared. So, when she does this, they're going to freak out. Dunk, 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 dunk. What's the matter, Edgar? What made you jump like that all of a sudden? Did you see? Just see what I saw. You did, right? Right? Yeah, this kid's really something, huh? Really something? That was magic. Magic! Magic? She used magic? Whisper, whisper. Whisper, whisper. Terra? Your name was Terra, right? What exactly was that just now? So they have time in the middle of a battle to have an exposition. I'm sorry, No, we're the ones who should be apologizing. Of course you are. She just nuked these, or set them on fire. I didn't mean to make such a big deal out of it. Anyway. Nor did I. It just surprised me. You mean you've never actually seen magic before? I mean, I've never actually seen magic before. Where did you? She doesn't know. Doesn't matter, does it, Edgar? Terra can use magic, and we can't. That's all there is to it. The fact is, her magic could really help us right now. Anyway, so when Warzone became a thing, because it used to be, you know, team-based 4v4, or I think it went up to 6v6. I can't remember in the original Modern Warfare COD. But when they redid it and did Warzone, when I got with friends that I got along with and could play with, I would play Warzone. Most of us were prior military, so we knew how to talk to each other and communicate properly without being stupid. Even people like I'd never played before, but if one or two of the others had played with them, we got along fine and would fucking rock it out. Yes, I just started it today. How are you today? Welcome in. Swoon. I mean, I've played the game before. I just decided I wanted to play it again. Oh, you just beat this game? Nice. I was talking about earlier how I remember when it came out originally in America, and it was Final Fantasy 3. being stupid video games is my favorite thing in the world. But I beat it in 80 minutes. Oh, jeebus. Speedrun anyone? Oh, I know. Okay, I've seen people play the randomizer one, yeah. This is the Pixel Remy, or the Pixel whatever remake that's on Switch. Son of a sandworm, you'll pay for this. Sorry. Were those bad people? I'm scared. Switch, Steam. Is it on Switch? I mean, the randomizer. Tara, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Like I told you before, we're members of the Returners. Would you be willing to meet our leader? Magic is going to be the key to winning this war. That Esper reacted to your magical powers. There's got to be a relationship. No, I mean, oh, the Pixel remaster is on. Yeah. Yeah, when they released all 6 of them on Switch, I couldn't afford it, but I still bought it anyway because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. These powers just come naturally to me. But no human is born with the powers you have. Yes, I'm old. I played Final Fantasy when it came out on Nintendo. Or, not when I got it on Nintendo. And I played Final Fantasy 4. If you can't tell by the name, it's probably my favorite.
What should I do?
The Empire will be coming after us. They want your powers for their own. I could afford it. I had to tighten down on some other things when I did it. Yeah. And if they get them, the world is done for sure. Tara, you want to understand your own powers, don't you? Then I think you should meet with Bannon. But yeah, so like I got into Super Nintendo and I was happy for Christmas, birthday, whatever it was that year, because my birthday is Christmas. And F-Zero with it. Oh yes, I had a Commodore 64 also. I had one at my dad's and one at my mom's. So, okay, you get it. OG Oregon Trail. Fucking D&D on a 5.5 floppy? The D&D games, Curse of the Azure Bonds, I can't remember the one that was for it, and then the Dragonlance ones. Oh, Jeebus. Hang on a second, because the background makes it hard to read the... Okay. The background made it hard to read your name. Or the numbers. Your first console was a PS4. I have a PS4 there, I have a PS3 right there. A regular Xbox 360 or Xbox One sitting right there. Sorry. I have a PS2 back in Georgia. A Switch back in Georgia. I'd love to get my hands on an old regular Nintendo just for and Super Nintendo and GameCube. I never owned the GameCube. I did have a 64. So military, what, me? Yes. I was in from 01 to 05. I went to boot camp March 19th, 01, graduated in August. I had to stay for an extra month. Went back to Paris Island because of an injury. Stepfather passed away on September 1st, came back from the funeral, and then like 2 days after I came back from the funeral was September 11th. Blink. Station at Fort Jackson. Carolina? Is that where... I don't know where the army bases are very well. Yeah. Through the cave and southward to South Figaro. Then I'll make for the returners' headquarters in the north. Oh. Relaxing Jackson. That's awesome. That's an escape or an exit route later. After the world changes. Like I know the names, I don't know where all of them are. Okay, Myrtle Beach. I mean, Paris Island's right there at fuck, I can't remember the name now. Something Head. Is it Head? Anyway. Diamond Head? Is it Diamond? I can't remember now. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Let's expedite this. Yeah, well, it's... Yeah, it... Did I just attack myself? Fuck. That was stupid. Kind of. It seems like it is. It's off the coast, so it's close enough that it's bog-like. But, and there, you know, yeah, it's marshes to get out to it, basically. It's a really long bridge. You're going to get a bank account soon? I had a savings account for Kiddo and never did anything with it, so it's kind of... Did I go over here? No, I didn't. But he has Cash App, so if I need to give him money, I just send it there. But the island itself is fairly... stable land. But when you're at certain areas where you can see the mainland, yes, it looks very marsh-like, and like I could probably wade through that. People do it. Yeah, it is. So I was there for 4 months in boot camp because I couldn't do pull-ups. So I had to stay an extra. I had to spend an extra month early there to do pull-ups, and then I had to go back after I graduated in August because of a hip injury, which is still a problem. And they're like, "No, you're fine. It's not service related. Whatever." But and was there until January. Oh yeah, sand fleas. I mean, other bugs, obviously, mosquitoes and flies, but we're known for sand fleas. They're horrible. And there are lots of them. I remember having to sit there and you can't scratch unless you're allowed to scratch, and you're not allowed to scratch sand, please. There's actual legitimate reasons that they don't tell you because it can cause health issues. There were people, because they scratched so much from the itching, that had open sores and everything because of how bad it was. So they don't let you scratch. It's more of a health reason. I mean, it's also discipline. But there's legit, I've seen people with their arms just, I won't say sores, but open. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. But legit, like, open sores are the best way to know how to explain it. But scabs and what have you, because they scratch so much. And of course, the possibility of infection and stuff like that. So, contrary to popular belief, there is a legit reason for them doing it beyond the whole
Good order and discipline.
what the fudge did it? Well, that was a waste. I hit the button. Or hit the stick. But having to sit in the pit, the sand pits that they had outside of all the outside of all the barracks where they smoked you as a platoon, and then just people would get covered in these things, and like you'd see them, you could see more sand fleas than you could of the person, and we just had to sit there, while the drill instructor said what they had to say and what have you, and then eventually, if you just sat there like they said this, okay, you can scratch, and you like that, just trying to get them all off of you for a few seconds of relief, and then normally like, all right, get up, everybody, let's go. And you'd go back inside, and they didn't really ever come inside, so there was that. Emo Ninja? Sorry, couldn't help it. But, yeah, I was there till early January. Because once you get cleared, which I was only cleared because they didn't want to let me out, which is fine. I didn't want to get out for my injury because my 180 days passed. My 6 months passed while I was at home for my stepfather's funeral. When I came back, they're like, oh, we can't put you out for no reason. So you're full duty. Okay. So I had to get back in shape and what have you before I could get sent off to SOI. Yes, I was infantry, so.
I was a dumb grunt.
But, and that came with its own health issues, so not for me though, thankfully. We had an outbreak of pink eye. So like we didn't get to do some of the training that we would normally do, like, learn how to use NVGs. So when I got my NVGs in the fleet and they were broke, I didn't realize it. But we also had a guy go blind in boot camp, just standing in, or not boot camp, in SOI, standing in formation, he goes blind. It was weird. It was legit. Like his eyes weren't responding to light and everything. They did all the tests and stuff, and they still held him for till after we graduated. I don't know how long he was stuck there. Yeah, you get me started, I'll tell all kinds of stories that I can as they come up. Well, it's not the most interesting part of me. It's probably the one that I remember the most stuff about, if that makes any sense. But, yeah, got out of SOI. I remember when you go for the first 2 weeks, which is basically IST initial, or not IST, that's initial streak training test. But the same thing that all Marines go through, basic rifleman training. But, and then you get divided up into your individual infantry MOSs. And I got put as a 41, and I'm like, I do not want to be a mortarman. I do not want to be a mortarman. And there was a guy that was listed as an 11, which is a rifleman. He did not want to be a rifleman. FGM 148. Don't know that one. I probably would once you tell me. FGM 1. Oh, yeah, that's why I don't know it. Oh, I wouldn't have minded being an assaultman. That was, well, those are 51s. Javelins are 52s. Now, I saw one of the first javelins fired in combat. Or was it a tow? I think it was a tow missile, not a javelin. During the invasion, from what I was told, it was like one of the first ones fired in combat anyway. I don't know if it really was. So yeah, they allowed me and him to trade because he didn't want to be a rifleman. I didn't want to be a mortarman, so yes. I wouldn't have minded being a machine gunner. Wouldn't have minded an assaultman or a 52, which is the heavy assault, which is the vehicle mounted weapon systems for us. But I was happy being an 11. Shadow! Wait, don't go. Wait, stop. Talk to me. Damn it. He won't talk to you. There's a reason. Yeah, they are. So one of the things I remember the most is we still had M16 A2s. For our second deployment, we got the A4s. And I remember getting these brand new A4s in between my first and second deployment. – 2,500 meter range, they claimed you reach, but I would think it would be longer than that, but I don't know. It's a missile system, so I figured it would be longer than that, but I'm not, that is not, I don't know that system. None of those systems, I couldn't tell you. I know that the maximum effective range of an M16A2 is 500 meters. Then they said the same thing about the A4s. Then the ACOGs came out. And we got the ACOGs. And they're like, okay, no, the now established effective range is 700 meters. Yeah, let's not get into the trouble we got into because of ACOGs. Does anybody know that story? I'm asking because if I talk about it, it sounds like I'm bragging, which, I mean, I am, but still, it's hilarious. At least I didn't screw up in the military. Yeah, me neither, thankfully. At least I never got caught. I mean, I really didn't do... I wasn't, like, exceptional or anything, so that's why I got out as an E3, but... there's all kinds of other political BS involved in that one, too. Back off, Flock. That guy looks familiar. He comes and goes like the wind, swearing allegiance to no one. Hidden behind his wintry gaze lies a face known to none who live. Yeah, that's Shadow, all right. He's an assassin. He'd kill his own best friend for the right price. Guess we'd better steer clear of him. So I had a friend, and I use that term really fucking loosely at this point. He was a staff sergeant, I believe. And now, everything I'm about to say is hearsay from several different people who were there, so I trust them. Well, most of us do, but... So we were stationed in 29 Palms, California, so the desert. But this also where we had an... everybody had to go at least once in their career. I think we did it every 3 years. Or each unit did it every 3 years, called CAX, Combined Armed Exercises. So basically... You're out there for like 2 or 3 weeks and Quonset huts, but you do different exercises, but the last 3 days it's like a war. So you're out there fighting fake people. But I mean, when I say combined arms, we're talking about mortars, artillery, cobras, everything are involved. Like it's everything. So I mean, you're on an attack and you'll see cobras come in and just light up an area that you're shooting at or whatever. But during CAX, his brother passed away. Not the one I was at before I got there, long before I got there. And either before or during, and they wouldn't let him go home for the funeral. And during CAX, you get 1 day off. I say off. You go back to main side for 8 hours or whatever. So go back to your rooms, go shop, go do whatever. But you're told you can't drink, you can't leave base, you can't do this, can't do that. Okay. What does he do? Goes, gets drunk. You're not supposed to drive a car or a vehicle or anything while you're there too. Gets on his motorcycle and tries to run over the base sergeant major. Which he failed, thankfully. So he got demoted to fucking... When I got there, he was a PFC. He made it back to corporal before I got out somehow. Don't know how. Or before he got out, because he got out before I did. No, he didn't. He was still there when I got out. Anyway, they kicked him out because he was on his 3rd enlistment and wasn't a certain rank. Oh, I understand it too, yeah. One of the things I had... Almost every one of my officers were what we call Mustangs, so they're prior enlisted. My first lieutenant wasn't, but the lieutenant that I had after him, Lieutenant Wright, was a prior enlisted sergeant. Awesome dude. I still talk with him. Well, I'm still friends with him on Facebook, and we message occasionally. That is one of the biggest things that I noticed, though, is they're like, one day they'll teach you the way that he learned as an enlisted to do something, and then the next day he'll say, oh no, that's all wrong. This is how they taught us in the basic school, which is officers candidate school. And so it's like confusing, like, well then which fucking one do you want us to do? I mean, we're just talking about fucking digging a fighting hole here, you know? The contradictions of enlisted versus officer. They need to stick with an SOP, standard operating procedure, for both. They may get more in depth with one than the other. Hey, this is how you dig a fighting hole. With the officers, this is why you do it this way. Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, it would still make sense to teach the enlisted why, because it helps them engage it better and make sure things are done right. Sorry. I go off on weird tangents. And then I remember we got a new staff sergeant that came to us. But he went to weapons platoon. And one of my guys was coming and saw him, turned around and went back around the corner and took off running. It was his old senior drill instructor. He was flipping the fuck out. And of course, he remembered him because the staff sergeant only did one more cycle as a drill instructor after this kid graduated boot camp. So I should have given that knife to him. Fuck. Warrant Officer 1. Is that what you're saying? W1 was Warrant Officer? W01 is what it would be for us. Interesting thing, one of my best friends outside of the Marine Corps, I met him after I got out. He was in the Marine Corps about the same time I was. His real name is Kane, spelled a little different, but he was the youngest warrant officer youngest Marine to be promoted to warrant officer since Vietnam. I'm gonna go kill some shit, get some more money, get better gear. But before that, I do that, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be right back. Give me about 5 minutes, give or take.
Thou hast returned. Sorry. Quick smoke break. What happened? So, turn my volume back down. I take my phone with me and keep an eye on it.
Anywho.
Rosie, my dog is laying at my feet. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we call it CW or WO, Warrant Officer 1, and then after 1, it's CW1 or CWO, Chief Warrant Officer. Maybe it is just W1. I'm so out of. I need to start reviewing all my shit, oh wait, all my shit's back in Georgia. So I moved to Arizona last year. But a lot of my stuff is still in Georgia. And hopefully I can get the money together soon to go back to Georgia. So my son can see his mom. 2, I want to fly back, rent a U-Haul, or I don't know, maybe just pay some movers to bring my shit, because I really don't want to make that drive again, especially not in a U-Haul. Because when I drove out here, I was in my truck with a U-Haul trailer, and we just drove straight through. I would stop here and there and take a nap. Left at midnight Friday going into Saturday. Got here at Sunday night at 10 p.m. Started my new job the next day. Really don't relish the idea of having to do that again in a U-Haul where you can't even recline. And probably alone, because I would not make my son go through that again. That, and I would need the front seat for my snake. Yeah, you didn't salute, did you? W5. That's it. We say that's a rare in the wild. Yes, because there are so few W5s. My buddy, I think, was a W3 or CWO3. When he got out. That was one of the weird things, because like I said, I got out as an E3 as a Lance Corporal, but mainly through him, but after the fact, I made friends with, I've got one of my dear friends who's a retired Sergeant Major, who, when I met him, he was a first sergeant. And I remember the day he was getting promoted to Sergeant Major, they were having this thing. See, at least he was understanding. And that's the thing, most warrant officers are, especially once you get to the higher up warrant officers, they're really cool. Like the only warrant officer I'd known before him was actually our NBC officer. And he was a W2 or W3. And he was like laid back as shit. As long as, in normal environment. Now, he was serious as shit because, he's dealing with nuclear, biological, and chemical training. So, yeah, of course he's going to be serious about that. Oh, you were still in basic. Yeah, I missed that part. Okay. See, we didn't really deal with... The only kind of guard duty we had was fire watch. I'll say that. So you just stayed in the squad bay.
Excuse me. Okay, yes, building up Gil just fine. I remember when it was just G or Gold, and then they changed it to Gil at some point, I think in 7. Time to heal. Every one of my fucking first sergeants, except for basic, and my first sergeant in the fleet, were all fucking recon. I'm not kidding. When I was in STC, because I said I had to go back to boot camp. Well, STC, I had to go to STC because I couldn't do the pull-ups, and then because of my injury, I had to go back to STC when I went back. One of the staff sergeants for BMP, which is the physical portion, and then the first sergeant were both former recon. My first sergeant for basic was not, but when I went to SOI, one of the staff sergeants and the first sergeant there were both former recon. When I got to the fleet, the douchebag we had at first was not. He would fall out of his own fucking runs. Then the guy that replaced him, First Sergeant Martin, came to us from recon, and then the one that replaced him came to us from Halo school. He was an Halo instructor. So he was at an Army base, the Army Halo school, because we use the Army Halo school for that one. He was kind of laid back. We blamed it on the Army. But it was hilarious because he was so used to being around soldiers more than Marines at that point, that whenever, he would talk to the company or to a platoon, he'd do this and then go, hooah, and we're like, wrong branch, First Sergeant. I remember near the end, he finally started catching it. He would do it once, and then when he finished, he'd go, "Oorah!" and he'd go, "Yeah, oorah, First Sergeant." But yeah, of course, we wouldn't say anything, but every time we were trying not to laugh about it. Everybody die. By the way, feel free to follow any of my other socials, which are down here. Sorry, I'm sitting there waving up here because I'm my count, but you see them scrolling down here. That one, the Shumway Media, I don't really use right now. I'm going to get back to it soon. Mainly active on here, YouTube, TikTok, Kick when I stream, because I'm streaming to all 3 right now. I have like 4 TikToks, but I only really use 2. My business one I haven't been using because I do audiobook narration and stuff like that. And I because I've been out of a job lately, I haven't been able to pay for the software to do the work. But hopefully soon that's going to change, like in the next 3 weeks. I say 3 weeks was when I should get my first paycheck, as long as I start this job on time. Uh-oh. She's hurt. But in the YouTube, there's going to be some new stuff coming, like a podcast I'm working on, stuff like that. Fudge. Good, he died. Will it res her if I rest? I gotta remember. We'll find out. I'm probably going to run out the stream here in a little bit. My kid's in the shower. Once he gets done, I'm probably going to end for the night. I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Arizona time. I have to specify Arizona since we don't do daylight savings. So depending on where you are, it could be anywhere from 7 to my time. East Coast, 7 or 6 during the winter. Central, you know. Yes, it did Reser. Cool. I'm not ending right yet. I'm going to soon. Good Artie. Hi. I know you've been there, just had me tabbed. But I definitely within the next 30 minutes, because that's the normal time I end anyway. But me and him have plans to run some Fortnite stuff to catch up on some stuff stuff before the season ends. Yeah, I figured that's what you were doing. Do 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 do. What did... Oh, it changed her position. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get off here, make dinner, and then me and him are gonna, like I said, do some stuff on Fortnite. To try to finish up and before the end of the season on Thursday. Now, Ninja, I am a variety gamer. I play all kinds of things on stream. Mainly for single player. I don't do a lot of multiplayer stuff. I will on occasion. Like, I'll play Fortnite on TikTok streams because why not? That's the thing there. So, trying to garner more views on that. For one, but I do stuff so I can interact better, like this, so I don't have to worry about missing comments and for chatting. I do some just chattings. I haven't lately. I'm going to go back to that, where I do some just chatting streams, what have you. But yeah, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. And that schedule may change depending on my work schedule too, by the way. So once that all gets established and broken down, it may fluctuate to later, depending on what time I get off work. I won't know that until probably around 3 or 4 weeks. So, because the training's 3 weeks, I should be starting a week from tomorrow. Should be, providing, you know, everything comes out and I get my equipment. I've done the background, I've done the I-9. So, but I haven't heard anything back because of the background and the recent screw up I had. No felonies, so it shouldn't be a thing, but the fact I haven't heard anything back has got me kind of nervous and I need this job. I mean, especially right now with the issues with my leg going on. Trying to get... and until I can get the VA to, I don't know if they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. I know some of y'all already know. It's nothing secret. It's not a big deal. A couple weeks ago, I noticed that I was losing motor control in my right foot. Like, I can normally control my toes and foot pretty good. And it took me about a week to remember to, look into it because I normally noticed, and she's down. When I was putting my boots on, about to go for my walk because I'm trying to get back in shape. I was really out of shape. And I did not use that on... I'm getting a little aggravated now. Anyway, when I finally thought about it taking off my boots, I realized that my side of my foot was numb from my big toe. And then later that night, I realized it's the whole top of my foot and 2/3 of the way up my shin is numb. Called the VA. They told me to go to the ER. Problem is the VA ER is 40 some odd miles from me. Did some research. Okay, yes, I can go to a local ER. I just have to let the VA know within 72 hours. Did that, what have you. Now I'm waiting for them to, because the ER wrote me a referral to some specialists, but because it's going through the VA's having to be part of it, I have to wait for their approval, which they're like, well, you need to go see a PCP first. Why? The ER wrote me a referral. And because I'm going through community care, because it will take too long to be seen by a VA doctor, I can use community care. Thankfully. Because they weren't going to be able to see me till like mid-November, and it was up near the hospital also. I have no car right now. My truck broke down. The transmission's going out, and that's a whole different matter. Thankfully, I used to be a mechanic, so I can probably fix it on my own, just the financing. It is a transmission. Nothing is cheap. I've been complaining to the VA about my back for years. They have MRIs showing the 4 bulging discs in my back and 4 in my neck. And refused to do anything. They sent me to a physical therapist once and said, hey, do these exercises. Yeah, that didn't fucking help apparently. And it has gotten worse, and now I have a pinched nerve between my L5 and my S1 vertebrae, hence the loss of control and the numbness. And I love to walk ever since I moved to Arizona, especially because it's so much easier to walk here, but it's still helping me burn calories, and I've lost 40 pounds. I started mid-May, and as of last Friday when I went to the ER, so week 13, I had lost 40 pounds. If you go to some of my other socials, you'll see the physical differences there. But I don't have a scale, so I couldn't weigh myself to find out how much. So that's how I found out, was through the ER. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. Got with the VA about going to see somebody and what have you, because to fix this, they said I'm going to have some sort of procedure, probably a surgery. But it has, because I'm having to go through the VA. So hopefully when community care calls me to figure out what kind of, where a primary care that I can see, I can go, look, I have a referral right here. Can I skip the, I mean, I want to see the PCP, but can I go ahead and just go see the specialist so we can get this ball rolling? And, well, they don't know how long it's going to take for community care to get back to me. I did do some research, and it says they have to get with me within 14 days. So it's been 3, because I think I talked to them on Wednesday. So hopefully I'll hear back from them within the next week and can go damn, they just want her dead, don't they? They don't want her to level up. The community care will go, yeah, we can go ahead and see if we can make those arrangements. We still, and maybe they still want me to see a PCP, and that's hopefully the civilian PCP I've already been seeing, because that'd be great since he already knows, and that would help me with other things with the VA, because trying to get my disability right and everything. If I can get that done, because I'm gonna go, hey, can you write me letters saying that these items, can you not just can you confirm, and then give me letters saying that these items can be or are service related or have gotten worse than what they say it is, or what have you. It's like my neck, I cannot turn any farther to the left than this. I can turn to the right, I'm fine, but to the left I can only go about here before it really starts to hurt. My back, if I move the wrong way, I'm down for a week. Now, that hasn't happened recently, but it happens. But you can't communicate this to those people because they don't ask you. They have you go see an intermediary civilian doctor that will evaluate you, but you can tell them whatever you want. They're just going to do what they're going to do and say what they're going to say. You know, I came out here and I meant to go check on getting better gear first, so maybe she wouldn't die so fast. Ooh. Anyway, I'm getting off on one of my tangents again. I apologize. I want my foot, like, just a little bit ago, when I went on my break out there, I nearly tripped like 4 times because, well, like, say that's your foot at its normal position. I can point it and I can have it at its normal relaxed position, but I can't pull it back. I can't really control my toes. So, like, I think I almost broke my ankle like 3 times just going to smoke a cigarette a few minutes ago. Yep. Oh, I have knee issues too. Just this is the most recent thing, and now my greatest concern, if that makes sense. Because it's getting worse, and I just don't. Because I like to walk, for one, because it does help my help me keep get the weight off. I do other exercises which are more upper body because that's my physical weakness portion. Or yeah. My biggest deficiency. So, I mean, I'm not looking forward to surgery on my back for reasons. Let's say reasons. My mom had surgery on her back in 2020. and they fucked it up. But we can't blame it on that because she also had 2 days later surgery on her brain to have a brain tumor removed, which they should have waited on that. 60-something-year-old woman needs to heal from one before, they slice her open for something else. So we don't know if the issue she's having is due to her brain or her back. We know some of it's her brain because she's damn near got dementia now. But, anyway, she also can't use her right leg because of, we don't know why. They're not sure. She can't control her right foot at all. Like, I can at least use mine. She can't even do that. Like, hers will fall off when we're pushing around the store in a wheelchair. And I'll have to stop, put her foot back up there. I had to end up tying it to the thing so we could at least make it through the store. And I hated doing that, but it was the easiest way to handle it, and it didn't hurt her. I mean, she was fine with it. She hated it getting in the way. But because of that, I'll admit, I'm nervous. Now, granted, her circumstances were much different than mine. She had 2, I think, fractured vertebrae. Not a pinched nerve. But still, it's there in your head, and you can't do much about it. And then I posted something about it, and somebody gave me a horror story about their own. But a close friend of mine last night saw my video about what's actually going on. If you've seen it, you probably saw the video with the different spinal pictures. And she said she had a surgery because of something similar, and it was the best decision she ever made. So that makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, if you watch it, it actually explains what's going on in my back better than I explained it, but you get what I'm saying. Than what I have so far. But, her telling me she had it for spinal stenosis, and the outcome she had makes me feel a lot better. Like, 100% better, no pain, what have you, which, if I can get rid of the pain in my back. You ever had pain that been there so long that you just forget it's even there? Unless you actually think about it, or it gets worse on its own for whatever reason. Yeah, that's my back and my neck at this point. Like, I know my neck hurts, but I don't feel it unless I think about it, or I turn my head too far to the left, or at some points it gets worse and I feel my headache start right there where my neck hurts and go up and into my head. Just like my knees and hips. My knees and hips hurt occasionally. They're not that bad anymore. Unless I do something to aggravate them. I just attack the wrong people. Hopefully they die. Of course not. But, that's one of those situations where it's just there. So, back in 2019, my back was acting really bad, and they gave me injections. And they said it takes about a month for it to take effect. About 2 weeks into it, I felt like I was 20 fucking years old again, and I loved it. The problem is it only lasted like 5 months, which I had been warned by people who had those injections. Yeah, it only lasts like 6 months. Motherfucker. But for that 5 months, it was wonderful. So yeah, if I can get to a point where at least the pain is not there as much, and maybe the stiffness, I'd be really, really happy. I could actually maybe go get a job doing what I used to do, but I can't do it now because it's too physical. I can. It just would make me a lot worse again. That's why I don't work on cars. That's why I'm no longer a mechanic, because my back can't take leaning over a fucking engine. I don't work in automotive retail because having to carry rotors and tires when I have tires or whatever. I hope they're able to do something, even if it's just the shots. Let me know too what they say, please. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna wind it down for the night, so I can go cook, get my son's dinner ready, get my food ready, and do the things I was talking about doing with him. And I will see y'all on Tuesday. If anybody needs to get a hold of me, you know how to. Either y'all can message me through Discord or TikTok or any of my other socials that if you hit the links you can find. So to everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week. If I don't see you throughout the week on my other streams or communicate with you otherwise, I hope you have great news throughout the week for whatever you might be expecting. Okay. Like with your consult on Wednesday, Ninja, great to meet you. Thank you for coming in. I hope to see you again soon. Like I said, by all means, come find my other socials. We can chat about whatever. I don't have a lot of friends anymore. I moved out to Arizona, and I have nobody here except my child, which it's not a bad thing. I love having him here. But I'm sure he gets tired of my bullshit. Good night, everybody. I will see you later this week. Thank you again, everybody.